Was Joe Tyler's back with the retro reviews with TNA Final Resolution 2005. It's kind of funny. It took place 5 years apart from last week's review. Oh, God. But let's be fair here. This was miles better than Sold Out 2000 last week we did. But anyways, because this took place on January 16th in the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida. Now, by the way, next week is Royal Rumble reviews. You know. 1983 is next week, and then 98, and then 2000, you could probably tell what the WrestleMania reviews will be. Now, let's talk about the gigantic elephant in the room is the rumored urban legend main event match that was supposed to be here. By the way, it has 9 matches and 3 championship matches on the line. Is the rumored Randy Savage Jeff Jarrett match. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It was an urban legend, okay? Because Macho Man was gone after Turning Point, and that'll be it for his wrestling career also. I mean, if they would have done Randy Savage versus Jeff Jarrett here at Final Resolution, it would have been a depressing match to sit through. I mean, it's bad when his last stint in WCW was bad. Macho Man was. Can you imagine his run in TNA would be? I mean, it's kind of similar to Victory Road 2 months prior to this, that the rumored Jarrett match at Victory Road was supposed to be him and Hogan because of all the history between not only what happened the year prior in Japan when Jarrett beat him up, but also WCW at Bash at the Beach where Jarrett lied down. But again, it was just an urban legend. Now, since Savage is out, and who will face Jarrett in the main event? Well, 3 men has decided to go for it. Diamond Dallas Page, Kevin Nash, and Monty Brown. And yeah. But that's when we get to it. So there's that. I mean, but they did not mention Macho Man at all throughout this and throughout all of it. So, yeah. But let's talk about Final Resolution. 2 weeks ago I did Final Resolution 2009, and now 2 weeks later is another Final Resolution. Whatever. I don't care, really. We started with a 6-man tag team match. 3 live crew of Ron Killings, Conan, and BT James defeats Christopher Daniels, Michael Shane, Shawn Michaels' cousin, by the way, and Kazarian. It was a solid 6-man tag match. It's a solid match. I give it a 6 out of 10. And there. Anyways, next up, Alex Gibbert defeats Sanjay Dutt. This was a good match. And yeah. So again, not really much to talk about in this match, but it was still a solid match. I give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good match. So there. Anyways, next up, Dustin Rhodes defeats Kid Cash. It was a mediocre match. I mean, it was just that. It was a mediocre match. It was just whatever. I give it a 5 out of 10. Dustin was going to feud with Raven regardless, and but yeah. Speaking of, Eric Watts defeats Raven. I don't know who he is, but he is the son of Booker Bill Watts, and yeah, this was not good either. I give it a 3. Yeah. And we never see Eric Watts ever again in TNA, so there's that. Anyways, next up we get this. Ryan Pyro is the special guest referee. Jeff Hardy defeats Scott Hall. On the back of the DVD, it says it was a Falls Count Anywhere match. This was not a Falls Count Anywhere match. It was a fucking typo right here. If you can see it. Yeah, Falls Count Anywhere match my ass. Yeah, this match was not good. Scott Hall will not be around much longer until his third stint in TNA, which was just, yeah, the Hogan days, and basically there's that. But this was the beginning of the Jeff Hardy Abyss feud, because right after the match, Abyss attacked Jeff Hardy. And yeah, this was a terrible fucking match. I give it a 2 out of 10. The only thing I give it is Roddy Piper checking to make sure Scott Hall does it. The best thing about it was Roddy Piper, but yeah, Scott Hall for some reason was wearing an Elvis gear, and because yeah, the Kings of Wrestling was still a thing, but this was not around much longer, which yeah. Anyways, next up is a triple threat elimination match. The winner of this will face Jeff Jarrett in the main event. Monty Brown defeats DDP and Kevin Nash to face Jeff Jarrett in the main event. This was a good match. Monty Brown won, and he would go on to face Jarrett in the main event. And this was also the beginning of the DDP Monty Brown team until Destination X, that is. And the less we say about Destination X's finish, the better. I mean, the pay-per-view was good, though. But the finish of that, oh my god. But regardless. Nash was the first one eliminated, and then it came down to DDP and Monty Brown defeated DDP at the end. And yeah, 6.5 I'll give it. Next up is for the NWA/TNA World Tag Team Championships. America's Most Wanted defeats Team Canada. That's America's Most Wanted, by the way, is Chris Harris and James Storm defeats Team Canada of Bobby Roode and Eric Young to win the Tag Team Championships. Pretty good match. And yeah, nothing bad about it, but it was a good match. So, yeah. AEW did handcuff Scott D'Amore to one of those Ultimate X trusts, because that's in the next match. And yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. Good match. And then we get to the semi-main event, the Ultimate X match for the TNA X Division Championship. AJ Styles defeats Petey Williams and Chris Simmons to win the X Division Championship. The best match on this show. These three did deliver in this great match. And yeah, the finish came when AJ Styles. Well, there was a tug of war between Petey Williams and Chris Simmons. We're doing a tug of war with the X-Men title on top of the Ultimate X structure, and AJ Styles jumped in and before I get to that, by the way, AJ was going for the title, and Chris Simmons did a drop kick to AJ, and that was the best spot of the match. And And then the finish came when Saban and Petey Williams grabbed the X Division title, and AJ Styles does jumps in and grabs the belt off of them, and he wins the title like that. 9 out of 10. Best match of the night. And then we get the main event. 8 matches down, 1 more match to go. It's time for the main event for the NWA / TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Jeff Jarrett defeats Monty Brown to retain the world title. Now, I'm going to address the big elephant in the room, or the biggest nitpick I have with a lot of people saying, why did Jeff Jarrett have to retain? Well, here's my thing with that. Monty Brown was not going to win the title regardless. Again, this was an urban legend. It was going to be Randy Savage versus Jeff Jarrett. But then again, Randy Savage did not stay around. I mean, Randy Savage at this point was not in ring shape anymore. And honestly, it was just a one-time thing for Macho Man. Monty Brown did kick out everything. From Jarrett's guitar shot, to a belt shot, to a chair shot. There were a bunch of ref bumps, because it's the Jeff Jarrett specialty, the ref bumps. Oh, poor Rudy Charles got bumped twice in this match. Then Monty Brown hits Jarrett with another guitar. It was hidden underneath the steel stairs. And then another referee comes in, I believe it was Andrew Thomas. Yeah. They were checking out. When he was distracted, Jarrett hit what remains of the guitar. Then he hits 1 stroke, 2 strokes. He kicked Monty Brown in the family jewels, hits him with a 3rd stroke, and wins. And retains. Again, I know a lot of people saying Monty Brown should have won. He should have beaten Jeff Jarrett. Blah, blah, blah. Again, Monty Brown was not going to win the title regardless. I know he was one of the biggest drop balls in TNA history, and I agree. But it did protect him in this instance. I mean, it was a good match still. A 7.5 out of 10. And that was Final Resolution 2005. It's no wonder why this period was better than New Year's Revolution that same week. A week prior, rather. So, overall, it was a solid pay-per-view. I give it a 6.8 out of 10. Now it's time for my best and worst match of Final Resolution 2005. This is a no shock. The best match on the show goes to the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship between AJ Styles, Petey Williams, and Chris Sabin. And the worst match on the show goes to Jeff Hardy versus Scott Hall. So, next week, Royal Rumble 1993. So, subscribe to the notification bell and like this video, comment below, and subscribe to this channel here. And also, tomorrow will be my SmackDown review. So, subscribe to the notification bell on my main channel also. So, there's that. And then, Saturday will be the Dumpster Fires. Nah, I'll probably do the Killer Games, rather. Yeah. Bye-bye.